I'm tired. What's going on, guys? July 22nd, sitting in front of the gym right now, around 7:45 a.m. Just left Brittany's house about 5 minutes ago. She had to leave for work early this morning, so we got up around 6:30. And I didn't really give myself enough time to eat breakfast or anything, so I had an apple. Hopefully that gets me through this training session. But she lives a lot closer to the gym than I do. And since I stayed at her place last night, I had my gym closed. Figured I would just come straight here in the morning, get the gym out of the way so I can go home. I have a ton of work to do. So gonna do that. Got the headphones charged, got the music here, and I got the camera. So I'll catch you guys in the gym. Woo! What's going on, guys? So despite the lack of sleep and food and all the other excuses I can make up, today's training session went very well. Started off with 45 pull-ups, which I'm sure you guys are used to seeing by now. Not 45 in a row, although that would be pretty cool, but mini sets until I hit 45 with minimal rest in between. Following the pull-ups, we hit the 5x5 on the flat barbell bench press. In the first week, I actually was working with 195. The following week, increased that to 205, and this week, working with 210 for the 5x5. So still one of my weakest lifts, but definitely getting better. As far as how this felt, I would say it felt pretty damn good. I was happy with the way the form looked. The bar speed wasn't bad, except on the 5th rep, it got a little bit slow. So I'm still up in the air next week whether or not I'm going to increase the weight to 215 and go for the 5x5, or maybe keep the weight the same and just try and increase the bar speed a little bit. So that's another measure of strength. I know a lot of people are quick to just keep seeing how much weight they can actually add to the bar. But if the weight is getting easier, you're getting stronger. So sometimes you can keep the weight the same and just push it a little bit faster and with a little bit more intensity. And that will prove that you have gotten stronger, and then you can increase the weight the following week. But regardless of what I decide to do, either way, definitely happy with the progress so far. Alright, so moving on, we had a superset of some rows and pull-ups. So started off with 4 sets of 8 on this hammer strength high row machine, followed by 4 sets of 6 with some neutral grip pull-ups, which I did not film as you guys are probably sick of watching me do so many pull-ups. But after that, we moved on to some dumbbell low incline press. 4 sets of 8 with the 80-pound dumbbells, and notice how low the incline is on the bench. I've mentioned this in previous videos before that even if you're trying to work the upper chest, you don't need a dramatic incline. So a slight incline will do just fine, and it will also minimize shoulder involvement. So if you experience any shoulder pain when you're doing incline bench press, maybe try lowering the incline of the bench a little bit, and you'll probably feel a lot better. So finishing off the workout, I had some straight arm pull downs, which I did not film, and then closed it off with some cable flies. So that's the end of the training session. If you guys are looking to hire me as your online coach, I do have some spots available. The link is in the description box below at www.fusarofitness.com. I do macros, training, cardio, whatever it is that you need to reach your goals. So feel free to hit me up there and enjoy the rest of the video, guys. The good thing about coming to the gym before noon, coffee is on. Nothing like a cup of Joseph for the ride home, which I already finished, so. I figured I would take a minute on the drive home to kind of explain my training program, my goals. I get these questions a lot. As far as what's my training split, I get asked that question all the time. For those maybe new to the channel or don't know, I'm currently a sponsored athlete with the Strength Guys. I've been working with them for a long time now, and they create a specific program customized to me. So it's not an upper lower or a legs push pull or anything like that. The program was designed to meet my needs and stuff that I need to work on. So that's that as far as training goes. If you watch my training videos, I do a voiceover. I tell you what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. So that covers the training. As far as my physique, what are my goals? Currently, I'm in an extremely small deficit. A lot of people are wondering why. Everyone keeps telling me to bulk up. You're small already. You're already lean. Why would you create a deficit? Simply put, it's summer and I'm an online coach and I'm trying to travel a little bit more and get my name out there, and I believe that I'm more marketable as I'm in better shape. So not that I ever plan on dirty bulking and just getting fat, but I do plan on taking a long period of time to put on some quality size. But in the meantime, I just like to stay relatively lean. It's all personal preference, and that's what I'm happy doing right now. So as far as macros go right now, I'm around 260 grams of carbs, 210 to 215 protein, and around 60 to 65 grams of fat with a refeed of 400 carbs. And I know for some people they're thinking like, that's really not a lot of food for someone of your size or height or whatever. I'm 6 foot, around 183, 185 pounds right now. So I know it's not a lot of food. It is a deficit for me, but realistically, I don't require that much food simply because, oh shit, sorry about that. Simply because, oh, there we go. Sorry about that again. My primary job is doing online coaching. So training and nutrition online means I spend a lot of time behind a computer. I do a lot of YouTube stuff, so my activity level isn't very high. I go to the gym, I train my ass off for that 1 to 2 hours. I do cardio only 1 day a week, and that's the majority of my activity. On my free time, I like to just get out of the house and do stuff, but a lot of time is spent working. So my activity level, again, is quite low, so I don't really require that much food. Now, I'm completely fine with that. I know a lot of times we eat out of boredom. So when someone hears even 300 grams of carbs, a lot of people don't think that's a lot. But if you eat them around your training and you're able to complete your training session with intensity, the rest of the day probably doesn't require as much food as we think. We just get bored or we enjoy eating. So I'm one of those people. I love eating, but it's not like this deficit is a 500 calorie deficit and it's killing me and I lack energy. It's really not a big deal at all to me. So that's what's going on as far as macros go. Now, my coaches and a lot of people that follow me on YouTube or message me say, why are you not competing? You should get on stage. You're already lean. It's a big commitment. I've gotten very, very lean before, and that was when I didn't have a coach. I didn't know what I was doing, but it took a toll on my body, physically and mentally. So I don't think at this stage right now I'm ready for that, mainly because I'm still trying to build the business and still trying to get my name out there and travel here and there, and it's probably just not the best time to dedicate myself to a specific show. So I just figured what I would do is create an extremely small deficit, just get lean a little bit at a time, make it a long process, and just see how I feel. If a show pops up and I'm looking decent and I feel like I can get ready in whatever the case is, 8 or 12 weeks, then maybe I'll do a show, but I'm just not ready to pick a specific date yet. So that's pretty much the goal. And again, I know a lot of people are like, dude, you're small, put on size, we want to see how big you can get. That time will come, but you know, in the meantime, like I said, personal preference, I just like to stay relatively lean. So that's pretty much everything as far as that. I'll probably make a separate video on this, going into a little bit more detail on everything, but I'm out of breath now. I talk too much. So I'm about to get home, eat some food, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've pretty much been non-stop all day and haven't really had a chance to eat much. So I think what I'm going to do is do something with this chicken here. Probably use some of these pitas and make some pizza, and then we'll see from there. Alright, so it's time for me to take a little break from work, eat some food, and watch a couple of YouTube videos. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this right now are currently eating something, so that's just the way it works. You eat and you enjoy a video. So what I made for myself right here, first off, is a taco salad. Now, originally I was going to make a buffalo chicken salad, but I saw the refried beans in the fridge and was just really craving it, as I always do. So there's some refried beans, sour cream, salsa, as well as some chicken, which is buried under there. So I got a really big salad right there, as well as 2 cheese pita pizzas. So nothing special on that, just some pizza sauce and some shredded mozzarella, as well as some fat-free Pringles on the side, and a Coke Zero. So that's my meal right here, around 800 calories altogether, so not too bad. So I'm gonna sit down, eat this, watch the tube, and probably get back to work, but I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. What's going on, guys? I'm back. It's around midnight right now. After my last meal, I had some oatmeal, protein powder, and peanut butter to kind of catch up on the macros a little bit. And I've been sitting here doing some reading on these articles, talking about methodologies for periodization, as well as designing resistance training programs. So really good information here. Essentially what I like to do is, if I find an article that I'm very interested in online and I want to read up on a bit more, I'll simply just print it out just because I like the text version on paper a little bit better. It's easier for me to retain information, and I like the fact that I can just read through it, make notes, highlight, underline, and stuff like that. So I'm finishing off the macros here with this blueberry yogurt as well as some blueberries on the side, and gonna close off the vlog so I can get to bed soon. And that's it, guys. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, go ahead and just click that thumbs up button. I really appreciate that, and that helps the channel grow. So with that said, have a good night, everyone, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Really, bro? Zeus, what the hell are you doing, dude?